Thank you. Please seat. Okay, good afternoon, members, and welcome. I'd like to introduce the Venerable John Reid, who will say a few prayers for us and bless us, I hope. You've got a microphone there, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Chairman. It's an honour and a delight to be here standing in for Judith Blowy, a great friend of mine. We minister together in Morwellham, Gulworthy Parish, and I'm retired, thank God, so I don't come to many meetings. God bless you, your heroes, or slightly demented, one or other. In the middle of your busy day, because you are such busy people, we just pause for a moment and let go of all that's been going on today. Reset our minds to the work of this council. The Dalai Lama said, "Learn and obey the rules very well, so you will know how to break them properly." Good luck with that. And another saying I like very much indeed. Most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. Most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. The blight of social media as much as committees. And so we ask for our minds to be open to each other in our listening and our speaking, for minds which are focused on the common good, for the opportunities to enhance the lives of those we serve within the tight confines of our budgets. And so to a prayer. Divine wisdom, help us to see what is right and best for this council, and give us discernment, compassion, and generosity of spirit. Bless us and this meeting as we offer ourselves afresh to our service of the people of West Devon. We ask this in the name of Jesus Christ, our pattern and our inspiration. Amen.
Thank you very much, John. Thank you. You're welcome to stay and listen to the rest of the meeting for a couple of hours while we waffle on, or you may leave.
Well, imagining the agenda, I think I'll scarper quick. Bless you all.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, apologies, Mr. White.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good afternoon, members. We've got apologies for this afternoon from Councillors Saxby, Watts, Elliott, Renders and Calder. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Item 2, confirmation of minutes. One set of minutes, the annual meeting held on the 22nd of May to be approved and as a true and correct record of the meeting.
Sorry for you, Mr. Mayor. Just before we go to the vote on these, the public record, the very first set of draft version of these minutes had an error on them which incorrectly referred to Councillor West as remaining as the Vice Chair of the Overview Scrutiny Committee. That has been rectified since, and the online and published versions now have the correct version with Councillor Cunningham showing. And thank you on the record for Councillor West for realising before we get to this point of signing them off today. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Councillor Ewing?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I propose that we accept the minutes.
Seconded.
Thank Thank you very much. That is all noted, Mr. Huston. Oh, take a vote. Okay. Right, all those in favour, please.
That's unanimous. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you. Item 3, declarations of interest. Invited to declare members to declare any disposable pecuniary interests or other interests which may have a bearing on any of the items that we're considering this afternoon. Do I have anybody making any? No, thank you. Item 4, business brought forward by the Mayor. We've got one item, an urgent motion unnoticed. We forgot it. It's actually on your agenda as item 8. I think you've all been advised of the new wording of this motion. Okay. Item 5, communications from the Mayor. Just to say, yes, I've done quite a few sort of events since May. What I will do is actually give you a sort of an appraisal of what I've been doing at the end of each month. So I'll put that in the members communications, probably at the last one in each month, to show what we've actually been doing. And also, I've noticed that we're doing, well, my wife has, we're doing quite a lot of local events for communities and for the towns of Oakhampton and Tavistock, but very few for people or communities elsewhere. So if any members have any events that you'd like us to attend to or help out with, I'd be very grateful to point those people in the direction of Kathy, who will inform me of anything. It would be interesting and nice to actually get some more events from other areas rather than the two main towns. I did attend the carnival on Sunday in Tavistock, and that was a fantastic event. It's the first time I've attended that, and it was very, very enjoyable. It was nice to see so many young people get involved in that, and I like seeing that, the young people getting involved in the community events. Absolutely brilliant. And it ended really with myself and Mayor Steve Hipsey dancing in a circle of Ukraine dancers. We were encircled by this group of dancers, which was a bit surprising, but very nice to see. And it was a very good event. We were lucky with the weather. That's all I have to say. Item 6, public questions. Mr. White.
There are no public questions. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
And item 7, questions on notice.
And again, there's no questions on notice from members. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. And that brings us on to item 8, which is the urgent motion received from Councillor Ewings. And I'd like to invite Councillor Ewings to move her motion, please.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Mayor. The war in Ukraine has been ongoing for over 3 years since Russia's full-scale invasion. Thousands of Ukrainians across the UK, including many in West Devon, face uncertainty as the government has offered only an 18-month extension to their visas after the initial period. This temporary status is unsettling for Ukrainians who now call West Devon home. More than that, it impacts their ability to secure and retain safe and warm homes, get jobs and plan for the future. Many Ukrainians who have come to West Devon have, with the council's support, secured private rental accommodation, but as these rental agreements near an end, landlords will undoubtedly look for certainty about longer-term lets. We all deserve the right to take control of our own destiny. We all deserve to be treated with compassion. It simply isn't right that with the war raging on and many still having family in Ukraine, that they face this uncertainty. We need to do all that we can to support Ukrainians within the borough who are now our neighbours and our friends. One of the things that particularly concerns me is that young people who are currently thriving who do not know if they will be able to complete their education in British schools. We are incredibly proud of how people across West Devon have welcomed Ukrainians to the area, opening their homes and helping them to play an active part in community life. A 3-year extension with further potential for leave of stay based on a review of the conflict means greater stability for Ukrainian families and the opportunity to continue to integrate and contribute to the country's economy. The motion therefore says, the Council resolves that the Leader of the Council will write to the Home Secretary and local MPs requesting that government sets out a clear pathway for Ukrainians by granting a further 3-year extension with a view to extend it further following a review of the conflict at that time, thereby helping to offer certainty and stability for their future. May I have a seconder, please?
Seconded, yeah.
Thank you, Councillor Ewing. We did that in a slightly wrong order, but that's fine, we've got there. Right, we're open for debate now, so has anybody got anything to discuss? Councillor Oxborough first, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Sorry, I prefer to stand on these occasions, if I might, so I'm rather more formal than the sitting down thing. I'm going to say up front, I wish to support this motion. As many of you know, I've been involved quite closely with the Ukrainian community here over the last, well, since the war started. Just some examples of the way that Ukrainians behave here. I'm sure you know many examples from your own, but the two families that we've looked after, the first family arrived and the first thing they wanted to do was find employment. Lubov found work at the local nursing home, just 5 minutes walk from where we lived, where she was living. When they decided in July 2023 that they would just briefly return to Ukraine so that the eldest daughter could graduate from her school there, that the nursing home reported back that they were sad to see her go because she was the best worker they'd had. She spoke not a word of English. That was the impression that she left. She was a real workaholic. She got on with it. Not only that, she helped me paint the house. So she was kicking in on both sides. There was a genuine gratitude for what we were doing for them, but willing to put their time aside in order to go and work as well. Lisa, the 15-year-old, was working at the Adventure Centre on just across the moor from where we lived. She was working evenings after school and weekends. They subsequently returned to Ukraine. She graduated, and they came back here sometime late last year. By that time, we'd already re-hosted a second guest. We discovered, we bumped into them in town and discovered that Lisa had got her old job back at the Adventure Centre in Merry Tavy. They're living in Callington. Such is the work ethic, she's prepared to get 3 buses from Callington to Merry Tavy to attend her shifts and return home again. How many British people would be prepared to do that these days? Some would, but how many would just simply say that's too much trouble? But not for the Ukrainians, not at all. Now, our recent guest, Elena, she says, well, I've got lots of work in Ukraine. I work for a number of different Ukrainian businesses, and she's got about 3 jobs on the go, plus she does voluntary work. I said, well, are you going to consider finding a job in the UK? She said, well, I'd rather pay my tax to my government to fund the war. So she continues to work in that way, but she's involved in the school. She gets involved with the PTA. She's not just sitting back and saying, okay, I'm here, I can just enjoy it. I'm going to give put some effort in as well. So that's the kind of commitment to us that I've seen from the Ukrainians that we've hosted. And they are genuinely grateful people for what we've done for them. The uncertainty with this 18-month visa situation, which has been made too difficult, to be frank, the set of rules that the officers went through with us some time ago as to the hoops and hurdles and the precision with which the application has to be made is ridiculous. It should be a simple, straightforward 3-year extension until such time as the war concludes. And so I have to say I'm going to support this wholeheartedly. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Any more debate? Yes, Councillor Jury.
Thank you. I'm really interested to hear Councillor Oxborough's view on this with his personal connections. I have to say that I think the wording that we've got in front of us now is a vast improvement on the wording that we were presented with prior to the meeting. And of course, we fully support the sentiment that is in this motion and would want to give as much support as we can to those people that have come here as refugees. I think it's worth remembering that the British government and the British people have already been steadfast and very generous in accepting numbers of refugees. I think West Devon has done a fantastic job through the officers of West Devon in helping those people to integrate. And like the Mayor, I was at the Tavistock Carnival on Saturday and Sunday, and I think it was Sunday that the parade happened, and I think there were the solstice dancers were absolute delight in progressing on the parade. So I think all of those things indicate how well the Ukrainians have come here and have integrated. It seems to me that the government, despite what, except what Councillor Oxborough said, but they have renewed the visas for 18 months. I'm sure that they would consider doing that again, depending on the state of the war in 18 months' time. And I don't think we should forget that, of course, the Ukrainian government is really keen for these folk to return once the time is right for them to return. So I think anything other than a temporary extension would probably not be the right decision. I do wonder how much our contribution to the debate will affect matters, but I'm broadly in favour of the leader writing to the Home Secretary and trying to affect this matter in the way that's been intended. So, having listened to some of the debate, I will support this motion. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else? Then, Councillor Ewings, do you want to reply?
I'd just like to thank Councillor Oxborough and Councillor Jury for their support, particularly noting what Councillor Oxborough has said about how much Ukrainians have wanted to immerse themselves into our local rural community and to be a part of it. There have been many groups in Tavistock, and I'm sure there has in Oakhampton as well, where Ukrainians get together, but they invite their host families with them as well. So people really get to know each other. They have really tried to learn English, and the children are practically bilingual, which is a real credit, but also will help them when they're able to return to their home country. And, you know, they will be able to get better jobs because of the qualifications they've earned here, but more than anything, because they'll be bilingual young people. I think we all recognise how difficult it was for these families to get their visas in the first place. There was heartbreaking stories about the length of time, people being left in Poland, Germany, all sorts of countries around that area where the government were tardy, could be one word, not well equipped to be able to deal with the matter in a really sensible time frame when there's vulnerable young people, as well as their parents and grandparents who were waiting to bring their children and the family to a better country than Ukraine in that very sorry state in the very early days of people just fleeing. So I am really hoping that every member in this room can support this motion, and that I will be writing, as it says, to the Home Secretary and to our 3 local MPs for West Devon. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Ewings. Right, it's been proposed and seconded, so we'll take the vote. So all those in favour, please.
That's 24 unanimous. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, that is carried. Right, item 9, appointment of independent person to the Audit and Governance Committee. Councillor Dexter to introduce.
Thank you, Mayor. It does give me a great pleasure to bring this before the Council. The Audit Committee this morning recommended that this person should be appointed. The Council has previously approved a change of constitution to allow this to happen, and this is now in line with SIPFA good practice, and a lot of other councils have independent members. So we had difficulty originally getting somebody, but we've got somebody I believe to be outstanding at the minute, so I hope the Council can approve the appointment. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Anybody got any questions on this? No? Thank you. In which case, do you want to propose the...
Propose it. Thank you.
Okay, and a seconder? Okay, Councillor Ewing's the second. Thank you. Right, we're open to debate. Any debate, please? Yes, Councillor Oxborough.
I can say that this selection has not been made without some considerable consideration. It's not the only candidate that came forward. In fact, we rejected one last year as being just simply not quite appropriately qualified. This one hits the nail on the head, has all the right qualifications, the right experience, the right background, and so I would urge members to support this.
Thank you, Councillor. Any further debate? In which case we go to the votes. All those in favour?
That is also unanimous. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Item 10, which is the committee minutes. First we have the DMNL. Councillor Cheadle to present.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that the minutes of the meeting of the Development Management and Licensing Committees held on the 13th of May 25 and the 3rd of June 25 be received and noted. They are minutes DMNL 74 to DMNL 80 and DMNL 125 to DMNL 725 and can be found between pages 17 and 20 and 21 and 24 respectively. Could I have a seconder, please?
Happy to second.
Thank you. That's just for noting, so that's fine, Mr. White. Okay, and then on item 10B, we have the Hub Committee meetings on the 10th of June and the 8th of July. Councillor Ewings to present the minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that the minutes of the meetings of the Hub Committee held on the 10th of June 2025 and the 8th of July 2025 be received and noted, with the exception of recommendation HC 2125. They are minutes HC 01 to 25 to HC 1125 and HC 1225 to HC 2425 and can be found between pages 25 and 29 and 31 and 37 of the published agenda papers. May I have a seconder, please?
Seconded, Mayor.
Thank you. In respect of the recommendation HC 2125, I propose the following. That Council be recommended to adopt the draft procurement strategy and to grant delegated authority to the Director for Strategy and Governance to make any necessary minor amendments in consultation with the lead Hub Committee member. May I have a seconder, please?
Seconded, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor. Okay, the usual thing. Right, any questions, people? Okay, we're now in debate. Is there anybody wanting to debate? No, then we take a vote on that. So, all in favour, please.
It's also unanimous. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. White. amazingly, is the end of the meeting. And yeah, okay. We do have a member briefing right now, and we'd like to move straight into that if everybody's happy. This is on the local government reorganisation.